You might think Millionaires Row only exists in Mayfair or Chelsea, but there are now £73 million streets across England and Wales, according to Lloyds Bank, which has today published its annual list of the most expensive places to live. Joining us is our reporter Sebastian Chrispin. So where are these expensive streets? I mean, we expect them in London, don't we? But where else are they?
Well, that's right. I think one of the stories coming out of this report of most expensive streets in England and Wales is that now every region in England and Wales has at least one street where the average price is £1 million. The other interesting thing we're seeing is clusters of these very expensive streets developing. So there's one in Cheshire, there is one in Dorset, in the South Banks area of Poole. But interestingly, we're also seeing this, what is termed as the Golden Triangle in Yorkshire, between Harrogate, Wetherby and North Leeds. So definitely one of the stories today is this growth of expensive streets outside of London. And
very much clustered around those places.
That's right, these real quite tight clusters developing. Yes, there is one in London, but there is also there are also clusters developing elsewhere too.
Where is the most expensive street?
Well, having just spoken about this story away from London, you'd be unsurprised to hear that the most expensive street in London is Grosvenor Crescent in Mayfair. It is very close to Buckingham Palace, to Knightsbridge, to Hyde Park Corner, so a very affluent area. But here in this street, the average price is £16.9 million. And also the 6 most expensive streets on the list are all in Kensington and Chelsea and Westminster, so really in these very affluent areas of London.
London is still leading the pack though, is it?
Well, yes, for now it really is, and we are seeing these very expensive streets clustered in really quite a tight area. But we're also seeing some quite interesting shifts going on. So overall, the average price this year was £16.9 million in the most expensive street. That's very similar to the price last year, so we're not seeing much growth at the top end of the market. And interestingly, Eaton Square, which was number 1 last year, that's dropped to number 3 this year, and we've seen average prices there fall by about 3.5 million. So these houses are still incredibly expensive, but they have dropped quite significantly, and that does point to some potentially interesting trends. The Office for National Statistics recently published statistics suggesting that London prices in London were growing much slower than other regions all across the UK, so slower growth. But interestingly, in the last couple of days, the Royal Institution for Chartered Surveyors published a report suggesting that prices are actually going to fall in London next year, not just in those expensive central areas, but right across the capital to the suburbs as well. So while London leads the pack now, the outlook is a little bit more bleak.
So you could pick up a bargain if you've got 16 million.
Well, there are definitely places you could be looking for, but as the ONS pointed out recently, you know, you can buy a house in Kensington and Chelsea for the same price as you can buy 15 or 16 in Burnley.
Indeed. Supply and demand and all that. Sebastian, thank you very much.